Hello to all my friends. Continuing with the instructional videos about the LS brand H100 inverter. Today we want to talk about another feature of this inverter. The feature we want to discuss today is the power on run feature. What does this feature mean? You start and stop the inverter using the command terminals located on the inverter. For example, terminal P1 for forward rotation or terminal P2 for reverse rotation, and the power. If the input power to your inverter is cut off and then restored after some time, and if this feature is enabled in the inverter, if this setting is active, there's no need for the operator to go and restart your inverter again. The inverter will automatically, after the power is cut and then restored after some time, detect that your digital input was in a logical 1 state. When the power is cut, it will automatically restart the inverter. But which parameters do you need? These are the ones we have to set in the inverter. One important point to keep in mind about the power on run feature is that your start-stop reference or your command source must definitely be set to the control terminals. In other words, your start-stop must be done through the inverter's digital inputs. For this, your DRV06 should be set to either terminal FXRRX1 or terminal FXRX2. But to activate the power on run feature, you need to go into the advanced parameter group or the AD group. Set parameter number 10 there to 1 and confirm it. That means after enabling this feature, as we mentioned, if the input power to the inverter is cut off and after some time the inverter's input power is restored, your electrometer inverter will initiate an automatic restart sequence, and there will completely eliminate any further requirement for the operator to perform any manual intervention or troubleshooting. There is absolutely no need to manually disconnect and then reconnect the digital input for your electrometer just to perform a restart. Therefore, let's move on to the next step, LTE. Now, let's carefully apply all of the specific configuration settings we have learned so far to this particular inverter and test this important feature together. So, as we previously mentioned, in order to successfully enable the power on run feature on this inverter unit, we must make sure that our start source is set to the control terminals. To do this, we said we need to enter parameter DRV06. We said our common source should either be set to FXRX1 or FXRX2. We're setting it to FXRX1, which means the control terminals, and we confirm it. We mentioned that to activate the power on run parameter on the H100 inverter, we need to enter the advanced parameter group or ADV. We set this feature to 1 to enable it, activate it, and then go back. We press the auto manual key to put it in blinking mode. Now I'm going to increase the frequency a bit and set it to 10 Hz. Alright, now if I activate the digital input PX, which is for forward rotation, my inverter starts to run the electric motor. Now, if the input power to my inverter is cut off and then after a while is restored, since I have enabled the power on run feature on the 400 inverter, the inverter will automatically start running the electric motor without me needing to trigger the PX input again. Now I am going to cut off the input power to the inverter. Let me wait until the inverter's input power is completely disconnected. Now the input power to my inverter has been cut off. I wait for a while and then reconnect the input power to the inverter. As soon as I reconnect it, since I have enabled the power on run feature, the inverter should automatically start up the electric motor. I'm turning the power back on. You can see that as soon as the inverter's input power was restored, the inverter started running the electric motor. Without me having to activate the P1 digital input terminal, So in this tutorial video, we got familiar with the power on run feature in the Age Sahaf inverter.